Welcome back. Bolo Money, you will join us now. Bolo, where are you joining us from? I know you're in Lagos somewhere.
Good to see you again from the distance. Like you said earlier, anyone in Lagos knows what's going on right now. But I loved literally everything Esther Okoronkwo said. It shows never say never. I know what ACL means in football. If you have an ACL, some players never recover from their deaths. But here she is, did well after recovery, now nominated for one of the best players on the continent. Hopefully this ginger goes on with every other player and that will bring home 11th, like Austin Riley said earlier.
Yeah, hopefully we'll bring in 11. That's what we should be happy about. Now, let's take a look at, the teams that have already qualified for the Women's Africa Cup of Nations in 2026. Of course, Morocco is hosting again, and this time around it's going to be a match. There's so much at stake. The World Cup ticket is at stake, and also Super Falcons gunning for 11th title. If you can take a look at that, just see the 12 teams that have qualified for that. And of course, Nigeria is part of the teams that have qualified because you have, I keep saying it, Cameroon is not going. Yeah, Cameroon is not making it. Burkina Faso, Algeria, Kenya, part of the teams that will be going for the FIFA Women's Africa Cup of Nations in 2026. Yeah, there you have them, Algeria, Burkina Faso, Cape Verde. First timers, they're qualifying for the first time, so women's football is growing. CAF has extended it to 16 teams. Ghana, Kenya, Morocco, of course, they're hosting again. Nigeria is defending champions. Malawi also, they'll be making their first appearance at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Senegal, South Africa, Tanzania, and Zambia. These are the teams. So this is how it is. The 4 semi-finalists will claim direct ticket to, of course, the World Cup that will be hosted in Brazil in 2027, with 2 additional nations heading into intercontinental playoffs. So automatic ticket is for the semi-finalists, and I know the Super Falcons of Nigeria, that's the dream, and also the title. So 2 dreams, that's what they are gunning for. But are you surprised by teams like Cape Verde? And they are going to the Nations Cup. Malawi, same team, same time.
Cecilia, I'm really struggling to hear you, but I'm sure you're talking about the teams that have qualified for the WAFCON. And I just want to take it from the angle that I spoke to Esther about, and I'm sure you'd also agree that the level of competition is different in Africa. Cecilia, you see countries that are really working, you can now see the results. Cape Verde, you see their women qualifying for the WAFCON, see their men qualifying for the World Cup, see their men's team doing well in basketball. That's the clear testament that you reap what you sow. You see countries are beginning to, jump on the fact that they need to invest, they need to give it some attention, and we are beginning to say it. I like it for African women's football, that it is getting really, really competitive. We're now going to have 16 teams. You just told us the 12 teams that have qualified so far. So, Cecilia, it means more work for the Super Falcons. Bolu, don't you agree?
Well, remember those times that tough teams, you can still choose best losers and co. Now with 16, there's no such thing as second option. You have to go straight. I like the competitiveness. It means you can't walk over anyone. Like you mentioned earlier, Nigeria could only get a draw at home against Benin Republic. Yes, we know Super Falcons are still superior and everything, but everyone is growing. Gone are the days where Falcons beat anybody with at least 3-4 goals. Now, even when they win, sometimes it's close. That shows competition. If we don't continue to improve, it means these guys can catch up with us. You mentioned Cape Verde. When their men started hitting quarterfinal at the AFCON, it felt like, okay, one-off. They qualify for the World Cup. Now look at the women, the first time ever at the Women African Cup of Nations. These guys are intentional. That's what sports do for you. If you plan and you are intentional, you will definitely reap their fruit. I wish them all the best, but obviously second and third after talking about the Super Falcons.
Cecilia.
Well, let's go to the Africa Cup of Nations. That's the men. 2025, of course, Morocco is also hosted, but the trophy tour is in Lagos. The trophy is in Lagos, so the tour kicked off yesterday in Lagos. Of course, it's everywhere. It's the start of a 5-nation tour that we see trophy travel across Nigeria, Angola, South Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, and of course, the host nation, Morocco. It arrived in Lagos on Wednesday. And of course, the sponsors bringing in grand style. You have different people actually trying, to, take a look at that $4 million worth trophy. Good places, of course, you know that. And you have football fans, officials, everyone actually eager to celebrate this big one. Austin, the trophy tour is starting in Lagos, going across all continents. You have to come to Nigeria first before all other countries.
And maybe that's sending a strong signal that Nigeria, you were so close to winning it the last time and you didn't. So can you give it one more push this time? And whenever the trophy tour happens, it pumps up the fever, the expectation. The fans, cannot just now wait for the competition to come. It's in December. It's already here. And that's the trophy we're looking at right there. The Super Eagles now, they are not thinking about the AFCON. They just want to see off this playoff and then see if they can pick a ticket to the World Cup. But hey, it will be beautiful, if Nigeria can win the AFCON again. The last time was in 2013. Can you believe it? They got so close at the last one with the Let's Do It Again campaign. I think they need to reignite that campaign. But shout out to the organizers for, organizing this trophy tour and then getting the fans to, really understand the whole essence of the AFCON, come close to the trophy. I've always said it that we need to move with global standards. FIFA does this very well, and it's a big, big event. So I like the fact that CAF is also keen into it and seeing ways that this can actually, tell the fans about the upcoming events and then pump their excitement and their expectations. Let's go to Lagos and take some talking points from that trophy tour.
How passionate our customers are in terms of football. That's why Nigeria is recognized to be the first country that is going to host the trophy. And so our customers will be able to see the original trophy and be able to ignite the passion of football. So we're quite privileged. He's going to be with us in Nigeria for a couple of days from today till about 31st. And we'll take a drive, we'll be in our stations, and there will be a big viewing centers for customers to really ignite the passion so that we will live the spirit of football.
The women said they were doing, what did they call it? X. What do we expect from this one? The trophy is coming home. Football is coming home, not to Nigeria. That is my expectation.
Like that. She said the same thing I said, Bolu, that with this it means it's coming home, but let's be careful because each time England says it's coming home, we know how it ends, but it's really be good if the AFCON trophy can come home to Nigeria.
Yeah.
Well, if you had asked me before both of you said that, I would have said exactly the same thing. I think it's supposed to come home. You don't think that we celebrated it and seeing it up close means it's sending a message. Since it starts from here first, and there's no stopping us winning the AFCON again. First among them, other nations can come second, third, and fourth.
That's how it is. Nigeria is joining Group C. You have Tunisia, Tanzania, and of course, you also have Uganda in that group. 21st December, that's when it's starting. So we'll see you by January 18 to see if Nigeria can lift another trophy. It was 1980, 1994, and 2013, and now we are in 2025. Fingers crossed. Right, we're leaving that and quickly, yes, staying with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. This time around, you have CAF already releasing how it's going to go down when it comes to the playoffs that will be taking place in Rabat, Morocco. We have the venue, we have the match days, and then we just let you see it, what the Super Eagles will do to get that ticket from Africa and join those on the continent, a six-nation intercontinental championship. Of course, it's going to be semi-finals and finals. So Nigeria and Gabon, they will be in action match day one. That's the match 1 and match 2, Cameroon and DR Congo. Of course, the final will be on Sunday, November 16 in Rabat Al Hassan Stadium. That's where it will be taking place. Now, the way it was seeded, the way the draw was made based on seeds, that was this October FIFA ranking. Nigeria is ranked team 1. The fact that it's number 41 in the world, and Cameroon 54 in the world. And of course, they're playing against the least ranked, which is Gabon, and that's the team 4, and they ranked 77. Cameroon and DR Congo. DR Congo 60th in the world, and Cameroon 54. So that's how it was made. And what's the stake? The playoff winner moves to the FIFA Intercontinental Playoff of the tournament that will be in March in 2026. And win there, they will join Africa's 9 direct qualifiers at the FIFA World Cup 2026, completing the continent contingent, so they can't have 10 teams. It is possible. Now, this is the competition playoffs, centralized mini tournament, date 13 to 16, of course, Nigeria, Cameroon, DR Congo, and Gabon. So this is what CAF has released for everyone, is a mini series tournament. 4 teams, 1 team will have to go to the continent. So the prize is, of course, a place in the FIFA Intercontinental Playoff March 2026. So Africa's possible 10th World Cup slot. Can Nigeria pick that up? Fingers crossed. We'll leave it there. But we need to pick that ticket. Okay, so let's quickly move on. Boli, you want to react to this one? Nigeria can actually pick this ticket, right?
It will be good, Cecilia, but gracious goodness, when you were running through that analysis, I was like, how did we get into this mess? Look, it's like the entire World Cup qualifiers itself, that they played. But it is what it is. We're here now. They must, show workings. I mean, you need to go the distance. At this stage, you need to go hard or go home finally. And the good thing about this is they need to pick up whatever momentum that they will build from the AFCON and go into the Intercontinental. Now, this is me already jumping that they will win the CAF playoff to go into the Intercontinental. So you see, I'm not even negotiating that of Africa. They need to just do what it takes, Look at the head-to-head Nigeria, Gabon. It shouldn't worry us. And I think Aubameyang will be missing for the first leg. And look, if we beat Gabon, I don't think Cameroon or DR Congo should also be a worry. But haven't we seen stranger things with these Super Eagles and their football lately? To struggle against Lesotho, Zimbabwe, So let's see what they can do to salvage the situation and qualify for the World Cup. It will be good to see Nigeria there. But, man, when you have 9 teams qualifying directly, this is a route you don't want to go through to qualify, Bolu.
I agree with you 100%. I keep telling people when the draws were made, I said Nigeria should pick 20 to 25 points easy. Thinking ahead of our quality, thinking of the teams we are playing against. Unfortunately, this is where we are. I believe the mindset these guys should go with now is this is unlike the group phase where you have second, third chance. This one is a quarterfinal. Win your quarterfinal, play the next one. Win the semi-final, then play the final playoff. I believe this is the mindset they should go with. The first game against Gabon started in this time 2 weeks from now, they would have played the game. We would have known our fate. Are we beating Gabon or not? Like you said, I'm more scared of the Gabon than for others. Aubameyang already started the suspension in their 10th game, so he'll be fit for this game. Nigeria scored 15 goals in our qualifiers. Only Aubameyang and Dennis Bwanga scored 15 goals. It means these guys can score. If we come up with our A game, if we come up with the quality we have, we should not be scared of these guys. But we know, like you said, stranger things have happened. It won't be interesting if Nigeria not at the World Cup back-to-back, God forbid. But again, everyone prays. You just need to do your job.
Right. I said, God forbid. When you pick that ticket, you have to go to Intercontinental, right? There's Bolivia there. There's New Caledonia, that a team that you look at it, that what kind of name is that? New Caledonia. There's also qualifiers coming from Asia, so it's a whole lot. So let's pick
Azerbaijan, Sicilia, smaller countries are saying, look, if FIFA wants to expand this thing, then we are here. We're going to take it. And then the big country is saying, take us through the playoffs to get it. We need to wake up.
We actually need to wake up, really, because when we saw, also remember when we saw the draws, I'm like, Super Eagles already picked the ticket. It was someone, I remember Edafe saying, look, Lesotho is going to be playing their home games in South Africa. Zimbabwe is going to be playing their home games in South Africa. You're going to go to South Africa up to 3 times. And then it happens. Well, fingers crossed. Let's hope that they can do something better this time around. They will be serious, because it will be painful for Victor Osimhen not to be at the World Cup. I think that's the only player I actually pity if the Super Eagles don't qualify for the World Cup. Every other one, well, whatever. But I know Victor Osimhen needs to go to the World Cup. Yeah, he's at his prime, and he needs to show something at the world stage. Okay, we're leaving the Super Eagles players and, of course, talk about NWFL. A whole lot going on. We're going to look at the groups. Yes, we know it's starting November 26th. Finally, it's returning after close to 6 months on break. Wow. But we have the fixture right now. Group A, we have the Group A. 20 teams this time around will be participating. 6 teams will be relegated at the end of the season. Group A, you have Bayelsa Queens, Edo Queens, Adamawa Queens, Pace-Setters Queens. These are the newcomers. Heartland Queens, Ekiti Queens, Niger Rotters, Ibom Angels, Cat, Mog ladies. This is also another new team that got promotion from the championship. Of course, Rivers Angels. These teams are in Group A. Let's go to Group B, where you have Nassau Amazons, Remo Stars ladies, Delta Queens, Sunshine Queens, Ahundin Hemen Queens, Danas ladies. This is another new team that is joining the top flight. You have Oshun Babes, Abia Angels, FC Robo Queens, and Confluence Queens. So this is where you have Group B. And of course, the very first fixture, the opening game, is the current champions and the former champions. That's how it's going to be. They're starting in Edo Queens and Bayelsa Queens. What a way to actually start the season. That's in Group A. You have Adamawa and Pace Setters, Heartland and Ekiti Queens, Rattles and Ibom Angels. Casmont ladies, not a way to get into the top flight. They'll be up against Rivers Angels. These ladies, they know how to win the cup, the President Federation Cup, forever champions. You go to the Group B fixtures, Nassau Amazons and Delta Queens, Confluence and Abia, Sunshine and FC Robo. Ahun Diamen and Remo Stars ladies. You have Danas and Oshu Babes. So Remo will be welcoming one of the newcomers to the top flight. 20 teams this time around. 6 will be relegated at the end of the season. Can these teams actually compete, especially with what the Nigeria Football Federation is churning out? They want to be serious when it comes to regulations. When I'm talking about regulations, I'm talking about club licensing, having to have a feeders team, having to, trying to make the league more viable and ensure that it is consistent. Those were some of the outcomes from the AGM that was held, in River State, Port Harcourt. And of course, the Super 6 will be held in River State, Port Harcourt for the very, very first time. The AGM was held there, and of course, they decided that the Super 6 will be in Port Harcourt. Now, let's take a listen to Aisha Falode, who represented Nigerian Football Federation president right there at that AGM. She is executive member of Nigeria Football Federation. Let's listen to her. The things that what NFF would do to ensure that we have a viable league that is marketable and also can attract sponsors.
Concern is the inconsistency of the league calendar. Without a predictable and stable schedule, our league loses its rhythm, its commercial appeal, and its competitive balance. A professional league must operate within a structured framework that allows clubs to plan, sponsors to invest confidently, and fans to engage continuously. Too many of our league venues still lack the basic amenities required for high-quality competition, from poor playing surfaces and inadequate lighting to insufficient seating and drainage. We must confront the issue of player welfare. The instability caused by unpaid wages or lack of it, lack of standard contracts, and the absence of medical or career-ending insurance cannot be ignored. We will strengthen the governance and compliance frameworks to ensure that club licensing, national minimum wage structure are enforced uniformly and transparently. We are also working to institutionalize a national wage structure for all registered players in the league to be strictly monitored by the NFF compliance unit. In addition, a standard insurance policy will be made compulsory for every player, ensuring that no one's career ends in despair due to injury or lack of medical support. Equally important is the development of a strong youth structure that feeds the league and our national teams. Every NWFL club should establish and maintain properly funded U15 and U17 feeder teams to ensure continuity and talent progression. This will create a sustainable pipeline for our national teams.
Yes, I mean, you heard from her, not just having that feeders team on the 17, on the 15, but also build a product that can appeal to sponsors, and not just that, repositioning NWFL, to have as a commercially viable brand that can attract sponsors, data-driven. I mean, it said the right thing, but the question is, Bolu, can the clubs actually meet up with this, especially in the issue of having a kind of a minimum wage that cuts across? Edo Queens, for instance, and Benin Insurance earn the same money. That's what the government decided. Like, I think that was in 2019. That's what they've been doing. Now, can other clubs, especially these new ones that are coming up, see a lot of private clubs actually coming to the soft light, is this something they can afford, or will this happen? Because they said they're going to ensure that this will happen very soon. So they're not projecting maybe 10 years or 5 years. There's no projection, but it's something they want to start implementing.
Yeah, I like Aisha Falode and the leadership she's given to women's football in Nigeria. I think right after she handed off, that leadership to the last board, our women's football took 10 steps backwards, And I like the fact that now they're talking about ways that they can make it better. I like that the draw has been done. We're looking forward to it now. March 26th, they said. I just hope that date is sacrosanct. November 26th. I just hope that nothing goes wrong. We get our women back on the pitch, improved league where we can actually, plan properly to, meet up with what we're seeing some teams do now on the continent, particularly Nigeria should be going to the CAF Women's Champions League and proving a point. And the only way we can start proving that point, Cecilia, is when we fix the league, is when we make the league viable or make it productive, when we, give it some measurable attention that will produce result. Bolu, we love the women's game. It gets us talking. And this annual General Assembly was a place where they could actually think about ways that the league can get better. Are you convinced that when it comes, we'll see an improved league?
I hope so. I like everything Aisha Falode said. I saw a booklet, reading many things, the club licensing, having proper contracts for players, thinking about their well-being, life insurance, and all those things. Yes, they are good, but I just hope they implement it, because talk is cheap, like they say. Sometimes we say we know these things, they are in the regulations and all, but sometimes we pity clubs and let's just start, let's play a game, and we forget all these things. My worry is, even when they decide to extend to 20, it means more games, and all. We struggle to plan less games. Now we extended teams. I've never heard it before that 6 teams going on relegation and all. But again, like they will tell you, the more the merrier. I just wish these proper things are done. We don't want the men to be playing on pure grass, and we say our women playing on sand, mixed with water and everything. If we plan these things well, I say it all the time, many people agree. Talent is never a challenge. Talent is never a problem in Nigeria. It is just doing the right things. Infrastructure, putting all these things. Like Cecilia mentioned, 6 months without game, it can make anyone tired. If you're an athlete, going 6 months without playing, you can be tired. But now the league is coming on 26th of November. When it kicks off, let it kick off. Let's see the talent we have in Nigeria. Super 6, let it go well. We need to really challenge for the Women's Champions League on the continent. But again, it starts from how prepared we are for our NWFL.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we're going to look forward to that, Cecilia. For me, we need to, think infrastructure development for the women's game. I'm sure you've seen terrible stadiums that can actually make you puke. We need to correct that. We need to take care of our women. Your welfare should be top notch. We need to bring some level of private sponsorship into it. I think they did fairly well with giving it visibility last time out, but I think they should do just enough to put it on television. I'm here in the United Kingdom. I follow what's happening in the NPFL because it's on TV. And the media officers need to be proactive also. The clubs also need to, leverage social media. These are the little things, Cecilia, that we can do to make women's football admirable. Bolu, I must say thank you so much for your time on the show tonight. Always a delight.
Yeah, it was a pleasure coming out, physically or virtually.
Awesome. Thank you. That's it. That's the show in London. I'm Austin Okonakman. In everything you do, remember to keep talking sports. Bye for now.
And thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Omogbe. Have a good night's rest.